the amount of customers we go to, I go to set up machines, commission them all over the world. And you say, I'd say to them, why'd you buy a Finlay? They don't say the price, they don't say the colour, they don't say anything, they say customer support.
Hello and welcome to the RockTalk with Finlay podcast. I'm Charlie, your host, and today I'm joined with Stewart and Adam, Finlay Worldwide Service Engineers. How's it going, lads?
I'm Stewart.
I'm Adam.
How are you keeping?
Not
Yeah,
so
good,
bad.
yeah.
So we're currently at CONEXPO. Finlay have two machines outside, the 883 Scalper and the GA1280 Jaw Crusher. When Finlay go to these machine boys, in terms of an event space, there's a lot of work before the event actually kicks off
Oh, yeah.
in terms of setup.
Yeah.
And you too, well, not only yourselves, but any serviceman or woman in Terex world or service teams have a lot of work to do before shows begin.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give us a bit of an insight into that work that does go on?
Yeah, well, Adam actually got here first. He was here 2 full weeks ago. He arrived here and got the machine folded out and made sure everything was right with the machine. And then a week later, I arrived and we got the machine down to the expedition here, got it onto the stand where it's supposed to be, folded it all out, touched it all up, made it extra pretty. And that's about it.
And a bit of holding yard as well too.
We brought it to a transport company's yard just outside Vegas, and we actually power washed it because it came across the sea, obviously with sea dirt and grime and stuff. We got them all properly washed there, and then we drove them in here.
Had to wash them again after a 50-mile-an-hour dust storm.
I was going to say there's going to be challenges there because we're in Vegas, it's a desert, and that holding yard probably pretty high up, was it?
It wasn't too high up, but there was right bit of dust and stuff. Like it was just.
So you might have washed
it was just a quarry yard.
You might have washed it one day, and then the next day.
There was actually a 50-mile-an-hour dust storm in Vegas. You couldn't have read it any better. The time and date it happened. Like.
Lovely. And then when we actually got here, then it's a case of putting the final touches on and ready for showtime.
And cleaning off all the dust with rags.
Do you enjoy that side of the job? Obviously, it's not your normal day-to-day work in regards to being a service engineer, but it is a part of the job when it comes to...
Well, I personally, I do like it. I do enjoy it. There's no such thing as a day-to-day for a serviceman.
Yeah.
It's all reactive work to the needs of the customers, what they need. And in this case, we needed to do a show, so that's what we do. We just do what we need to do.
It's nice to stand back and see what you have done and like the transformation that a machine makes from it first arrives here to it's on the stand. You know, between
100%.
touching up, painting tracks, and all them wee footery things. It all adds up.
And even from a service or a technical point of view too, like you're obviously knowledgeable men. When a dealer or a customer comes onto the stand and you guys are here, there's that aspect of it too, which is obviously good for us as a brand.
We sometimes get pulled into conversation between salesmen and customers on maybe jobs that we have done before where they've sold that particular machine to somewhere else and they want to hear, well, how did it work for them? What did they do to get it working right? And a bit of cross knowledge as such.
Yeah.
So it's helpful.
So, let's say we're in CONEXPO, we're in Vegas, and if we touch on, I suppose, the day-to-day maybe aspect of the job, how does the Finlay service team, yourselves, or the others in the team, get sent out to jobs?
It all works through our dealer network. Initially, the dealer would go to the customer with their dealer technician and they would try and solve the problem. But if it required slightly more technical or something new that the dealer wasn't familiar with, they would then contact our Finlay customer support team. So we have six people who handle calls and ticket requests, emails from dealers. If the problem can't be solved over the phone or via the ticket system on the help desk, then that would be escalated to the service team. And we would get someone on the road, get them out to that location, to the machine, and work with the dealer and get to the bottom of the problem for the customer.
And I suppose you kind of touched on it earlier, Stuart, it sometimes can be reactive. Probably maybe most of the time reactive.
A majority of our work is reactive, yeah. We go to problems and we fix them.
We want to get out there as quick as possible to the customer.
That's right.
You could probably class all our work reactive.
Yeah.
From reacting to the job that you have to go to, reacting to the situation when you land on site.
And what's their tools?
Aye. Yeah.
Have you got everything you need there?
Not always do we get to take our own tools with us, depending if it's England, you might get to take the van. If it's Europe, might get to take a van. If not, you could have limited access to tools and what equipment you have to actually fix a machine.
We try to carry the essentials. We bring our pressure gauges, our tachometers, our multimeters, and a few basic stuff that if
What you can
landed with
carry,
nothing,
what you can carry on the plane.
Fair enough. Shout out to the help desk team too. Give them a wee shout out there in the podcast.
Well done, lads. Keep it up.
And do you have any kind of good stories or places you've been to that's unique or cool in a way, or even maybe even challenging, if anything that's ever that I suppose well, how long have you been both of these service engineers?
I think I'm a service engineer now. I think this is my 13th year
Long time.
with Finlay Service. Yeah.
I think this is my 6th year, maybe.
And is there anything in particular that stands out, like that was class or?
Well, yeah, me and Adam actually did a job in Liberia the year before last. It was a 170-foot conveyor, and we had to build it.
Right.
It actually went to Liberia in containers, and we arrived, and it was just a row of 10 containers, and we started to empty them, and
Everything was scattered
everything
everywhere.
was everywhere in Africa. And we worked away, and we got it built, but it was amazing to build, just to see how on earth are we going to do this. And 2 weeks later, there's a 170-foot conveyor sitting up in the air, and you're thinking,
Two
whoa,
weeks no water.
How did we
"Oh, we
actually
done well."
manage that?
Yeah.
It's like,
And it's Africa, resources aren't exactly plentiful, but we got it done. It was done. Yeah.
so everything was in that regards, that 170-foot conveyor, everything was stripped down for transport,
Into conveyor, into 20-foot containers.
and then once delivered, obviously then
Yeah.
has to be reassembled.
We were in the port of Monrovia, which is absolutely massive, in a holding yard with, I think it was 10 containers,
I think it was something like
and
that.
started to pull it all, take it all out with forklifts and stuff.
What are you looking at in that point of view of putting something back together when you reference that container? Like, do you have a
Well-
diagram or like,
Well, I
a
went out.
checklist of things?
I went out to Malaysia first to see the building of it to start with,
Thankfully,
and just to go through any snag lists, any problems that was with the machine. Not that there was many. Then it was deassembled, containerized. So thankfully, I had my eyes over it before we actually went there. So I had kind of a rough idea. Right, this needs to go here. This needs to go there. But there normally is documents, and they were very good at documents to help the dealers if they ever need to do that themselves without us being on
Yeah.
site. But like, how many boxes of bolts was there not?
there's
Just-
at least 50 sweetie tubes full of bolts and nuts.
And they go handy missing.
Well, it's not even that.
Not
It's,
that.
it's
deciphering them all.
looking and going, right, they need, what bolt they need here, what bolt they need here.
We had a guy in Africa, his name was actually Washington. He
Right.
spent one full day sorting out all the bolts into piles of the sizes and lengths. One full, from morning to night. That's what he does.
It's like me trying to build a suite of IKEA furniture and set all,
We'll
set all
build your
pieces of
we'll
wood-
build your
wood
furniture.
doors
You can
and
go to
then
Liberia.
all of the bolts and what that goes with it. And just on that point of, I suppose, reassembling a machine in that regard was a conveyor. Adam, you have a bit of experience from working on the shop floor before you got into the service role, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you a fitter?
I fitter just on the shop
Fitter.
floor, yeah.
And do you find in that previous experience before you got into service helped you in the role you're currently doing?
Well, I did service before I come into Terex,
Right.
and then I just applied then to get into the fitting. But it does help you in certain ways, but I don't know, a lot of it is learning on the fly and like knowledge passed down from the likes of Stewart or whatever, if you're stuck. It's very good, the service team's very good that way. If you need assistance or something, we can ring each other and ask each other questions and bounce ideas about.
Yeah.
But I would say it had a bit of an impact on it, but probably
Not even the service team as well too. The help desk team. There's a few in that team as well too that have came from factory floor. Look at William there, for instance.
Yeah, William, actually, he's probably the longest serving in Finlay.
Yeah.
He was there back when the screens were built in Oma.
So I was kind of
So
thinking.
shout out to William.
Shout out to
Did
William.
well.
I was kind of thinking myself, maybe that experience would give you a good insight as
Yeah.
to way things might
And
happen.
Craig Elliott as well. Craig Elliott, our customer support manager in Louisville, he actually started down the shop floor as well with William. So
Aye.
those
Boys
two
doing
guys
well for
between them,
themselves.
those two guys together are probably about 40 years experience.
Frig. Well, I suppose then as well too, another aspect. Every job has its challenges. Not always sunshine and rainbows. Is there anything? Obviously, work can be reactive and sometimes challenging. Is there anything in particular when it comes to being a service engineer
time zones.
Yeah.
Like Vegas here, 8 hours behind.
Yeah.
So I wake up, the first week you're here, you wake up at like 2 o'clock in the morning thinking it's 7 o'clock back home, you're ready to do a day's work. Then you realize you've just got 3 hours sleep there. It's time zones and temperatures.
Yeah.
I've been in some really hot places like Middle East and Oman and stuff, like 40 degrees. And then I've also been in some really cold places like Nordkapp in Norway with our dealer, and it's minus 22.
One extreme to the
It's
next.
one extreme to the other, and it's not for everyone. I would probably take the cold over the
Really?
heat. I probably would over the heat.
You can always warm up, but you can always warm up easier than you can cool down.
What, when you're actually getting in work and you're heating your body,
Aye.
like.
In this heat, you just don't want to. It's hard to work like.
Nah, it's the sun cream and it's the keeping hydrated
Aye,
aspect of
that's
it.
it,
Aye.
Oh, you have to drink a lot of water. Over
You'd be
here,
more
it's-
you'd be more drained in the heat than you would be in
Yeah,
the cold.
you
I would
would.
say. That's my personal take on it.
And the team, obviously, in Finlay, when it comes to, you referenced it earlier on, Craig's in Louisville.
Craig's our Louisville after sales support for North America and South America.
So they look after USA, Canada,
South America, yeah.
South America as well too.
It's
And-
really because the time difference, see, so his customers can contact him on the American hours where they wouldn't get an answer from us till we get to work at 8.
Yeah.
And then vice versa. And our part of the world, he's not awake, blah, blah, blah.
And he's got himself and 2 guys.
He is himself and 2,
James and Tim.
yeah,
who,
James and Tim.
who were both.
They
also
were here as
Shout
well,
out to them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout
they're
out to
the-
James and Homeboy.
Yeah.
the real American
Giving each other
service guys.
nicknames or using
Aye,
names.
yeah.
And then obviously in ROW, OMA, you've got you two and
Glenn,
another
yeah.
two.
Glenn and
Glenn and
Aaron just started there
You start?
a few weeks ago.
Another one came
Glenn's
from the
our,
floor.
yeah, another
Another way
Glenn.
came
Yeah.
from the floor. Yeah.
And Glenn's our electrical engineer. He handles mainly the electrical machines where you you have to be qualified, you have to be trained properly to
3-phase.
yeah. So
Hybrid,
that's his role.
electric.
Really. Yeah,
He's out in it.
yeah.
Mhm. Very good. Anything else, lads, that you think from a service point of view? We mentioned earlier on stories. Any cool ones?
From this trip,
Well, no, from your years of experience.
I have lots of them, but I just don't know if they're podcast
appro-
worthy.
appro-
Some
Some
things you
or
might
not?
not be able to disclose after.
You would say what goes on tour stays on tour, so it'll be a disclosure sign first.
Fair enough.
No, I've had some brilliant trips over the years. Definitely have. And as I say, this job, some people go to work and they do the same job every day. I know guys in our factory who weld the same power unit every day, and they're doing that this 10, 15 years, and they love it. But it wasn't for me. So in service work, I have never really had the same day's work twice. And for me, that's brilliant. Like, I'm never, ever bored.
You mightn't do the same
You know.
job for 6 months to a year. You
No.
might do the same job twice for that length of time.
We'll go back to service work now in a couple of weeks' time. We'll do different. Adam's going to.
I'm going to
He's going to Africa.
Africa, yeah.
Damien hasn't mentioned it yet, but he's probably going to ask me to go to Croatia. And then we'll be into Hill Head then in England, the show. So
Hull Head's good. I like Hull Head with all the service engineers.
it
and
is good. Aye.
Right.
It's a
kinda
lot
on
of
our
pressure.
doorstep
It's
too,
a
like.
lot. It's a lot of pressure and a lot goes on. But we've some good days and cracks.
There's,
At it, like.
Hill Head's like a reunion for the tech service guys. We all meet up. You don't see these people. You
Yeah.
only see them every 2 years at Hill Head.
Yeah.
It's a good crack. Yeah.
You've obviously pulled off masterclass when it comes to the Finlay machines on the CONEXPO stand, and just referencing Hill Head, this year we're going to have probably 4 machines on our own stand and 3 on the demo area.
Yeah.
So you have that aspect of static
Working
display
machines.
machines, the work that goes into them, but then the demo machines.
It comes with different challenges. You know, the demo machines don't require as much making pretty, touching up and all that, but
There's a work on
they require to work really well because you have thousands of people with thousands of phones making videos, and if there's something wrong in the video,
If you don't have a machine
world is gonna see
level
it.
or anything like that on the
It'll be
working area,
spread like wildfire.
somebody's going
Has
to
to
pick
be,
up
yes.
on it and they're going to comment on it. And
before you know you're on Crusher Rats. Not good.
it's not the first time you've been on Crusher Rats.
Oh dear. But like, I honestly think sometimes the work that you do outside of your normal, going and servicing machines or commissioning machines.
Mm-hmm.
The trade show element of it is very, very important, especially in the marketing world
Well,
and
it's-
and the sales world too.
It's about displaying our brand in its best light,
Yeah,
showing the best side of what we can do.
and you take pride in that too, like.
Well, you're
I
going
do,
to
anyway.
you're going to take pride in it because it's, you know,
If
we're loyal to the brand, and you want the brand to do well. So if we do a good job and we have customers that's happy, and then, you know, repeat customers, just the brand doing well does well for us.
Exactly. All goes round in the circle, I suppose.
No, it definitely does. Yeah.
One element of the podcast that we're ruling out is you leave a question for the next person. Right?
As the next people doing their
Doing-
podcast.
Are we allowed to
Podcast.
know who the next people is?
No.
Oh.
Right?
Good questions for some
No.
people.
For the purpose of this podcast, I'm going to give you both a question.
I have nearly everyone I've met. I've said, "What time are you up this morning?" Because everybody from our part of the world are awake at 2:00 in the morning, thinking it's. I ask everybody, "What
Not-
time are you up at this morning?"
Not a day-to-day question. Like, what's the weather? That's good weather. What way is the weather at home? More so, an industry question or a question specific to Finlay, right?
I have one.
No, I'm asking you two the question for today, and then off air.
So this is the last group of.
Oh, and we
Both
have to
this
pick
one?
them for the
now-
next podcast.
So now the
Right,
ball is
right,
going
right.
to start get rolling.
Right,
So I'm going to
get
ask you one. You don't have to answer together. Go 1-1, and then off air, you'll give a question to me to ask to my next guest.
Okay.
All right, makes sense.
I get it.
So my question to you both, and answer it individually, is: if you were to give one piece of advice to an operator, no matter what application they're doing, so someone feeding our machines, what would that advice be? Really putting you on the spot here.
Read the manual.
Read the manual. Why?
Just read the manual. The amount of people who don't read manuals and then they end up on bother. And you're like, lad, if you just read the manual, that's in the manual. Like, you wouldn't be in this situation. You wouldn't have this repair bill. Just read the manual.
They might like seeing your face coming out too.
I don't
Do you
get
like
that very
looking-
much.
do you like looking at it now?
So I've had enough this week, I think.
I don't get that up. Read the manual.
Right.
Not only that, and safety too. Just read the manual before you start. Read the manual.
Good point. What about you, Adam?
I'd probably say read the manual as well, and just observe the material that you're putting into the machine. Observe engine load. Like, there's so many telltale signs on a machine if it's struggling or if it's doing well, and it's just observe. And if you're not sure, pick up the phone, ask. Like, if they have our number, ring us. If not, ring the help desk. A stupid question is not a stupid question if you learn from it, and it saves, like Stewart says, that downtime. Maybe it might save having an engineer going out to you. So
Yeah,
just observe.
customer or operator could be proactive by reading such manuals, and then. But if it's not the case, we're there on hand to support them.
Well, I would just what Adam said there. Lift the phone. We are there to help. Like,
Yeah.
we have a help desk. It starts 6:00 UK time, 6 in the morning, 10 at night.
Yeah.
We have an online ticket system. Service engineers, we say, all the time, we're never offline. Customers ring us all the time. They
Yeah.
keep our number and they ring us. Just lift the phone and ring if you're not sure.
Yeah, I'm relatively new, obviously, to the Finlay
Nobody,
world.
well, nobody's going to bark at you or shout at you for asking a question that's going to prevent machine downtime or
You're doing good by them.
yeah.
Yeah, 100%. One thing that I have heard in a short space of time with Finlay is that the customer support element of the business is second to none. We do a really, really good job.
We pride ourselves in that. We always have. The amount of customers we go to, I go to set up machines, commission them all over the world. And you say, I'd say to them, why'd you buy a Finlay? They don't say the price, they don't say the colour, they don't say anything, they say customer support. That's why we picked the Finlay machine.
If you talk to some people, they'll say the dealer sold the first machine, customer support sold the second machine.
You took the words in my mouth. With that one, guys, I think we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for joining me on the Rock Talk with Finlay podcast.
Thank you, Shirley.
Wish you nothing
Thank you,
but the
Charlie.
best.
Thank you for having us.
All right.
Cheers.
Have a good one.
Enjoy
Safe
the rest
home.
of your
See you
show.
later.
Bye bye.
Good luck.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.